Okay, it's February 13th, 2022. It's Super Bowl Sunday out here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Long Beach. I'm here for the high performance swap meet. This is like the third one in like 6 weeks or something. Somehow they all got bunched up in like the same amount of time, and it's the third time we've been here in like 3 weeks because of the Octo meet last week, and then 2 weeks ago there was a swap meet here as well. But there's a lot of cool stuff to see. Not as heavy this week, not as many vendors or cars out here, I'm guessing because of the Super Bowl. People are getting ready to have their parties, but there's still a lot of cool stuff to see, so let's go check it out. Well, normally there'd be like parts vendors even all the way up in this area, and there aren't this time, and there's a lot of empty space, but there's still a lot of cool cars to see here, like this 66 El Camino. If you like muscle cars, I did do the muscle car show at the Automobile Driving Museum in El Segundo, and that video is up on the channel. That was should be the last video before this one if you haven't watched it. So be sure to go have a look at that one. And next week is pretty light on the shows. I think I know what I'm going to hit, but I don't want to announce it just yet, just in case something else comes up, because there's like nothing on the schedule next week currently other than like cars and coffee events. So that would have been a great weekend for someone to host a car show, because I think they would have gotten a lot of traffic just due to the fact that there wasn't really anything going on. So we have a look at this late 40s Ford Coupe. I think the weekend after that is the Palm Springs auction, so I'm going to be heading out there. Probably hanging out with my buddy Chuck. Maybe we'll fire up the 56 Cadillac. It's out there, the one that was my dad's, and hit the auction. I got to come back on that Saturday. Have a look at this F100 panel. Here's the 75 Volkswagen. Like I said, we were out here last week for the Octo meet, which is all Volkswagen transporters. So that should be 2 videos before this one. I actually didn't want to have 3 videos at the same place in a row for some reason. So that's another big reason for me to go hit the muscle car show yesterday, which actually was really nice, and the weather was perfect. There was a lot of great cars there. And this car is for sale, and we always say swap meet rules apply. Check the date of the video. Don't call on these if it's like more than a month or 2 later. The 67 Chevelle could be yours for $35,000. Just I always put the date of the video, usually in the thumbnail, the title, and also the description, so it's not a mystery. Plus today is the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, so that's another good way to gauge what date it is. So just be wary of that. This one's not for sale, this C10 long bed. Oh, look at this Plymouth. I don't know if the detail of the paintwork's going to come through, but you can see there's a bit of a metal flake to it. I don't believe I've seen this car before. There's a Datsun or Nissan Bluebird, right-hand drive. Be a Japanese import. Of course, it's become very popular to import things like these from Japan. And a 1940 Ford Standard Coupe. Unfortunately parked backwards. There's a Chevy. This one's for sale for $40,000. 1936. And that is, I think we've seen this before. He always does that. It's a 323 number. It's hard to see the 323 area code there. I know we've seen this one out here before. I got this 1970s Mercedes. Not sure if it's a diesel or not. I used to have a neighbor who converted the diesels. That was a 250. I used to have a neighbor that would convert the diesels to the veggie oil back when that was a big thing to do. You drive around, it smelled like French fries. This C10 long bed.
You know what I mean? So somebody should move.
There's a late 30s Ford Coupe.
38.
38. You got this 78 Cutlass for the G-body fans with fender skirts. I don't think I've ever seen fender skirts on a G-body before. And it's got the faux spare tire on the deck lid. I don't know if it's park weird day here at the swap meet, but everybody's kind of parked weird for some reason. You have this El Camino, and then the Volkswagen next to it's parked backwards. I guess it was too early to back in for some of these folks. Oh, look at this Beetle. And there was a great display of Volkswagens at the Grand National Roadster show a few weeks ago. And if you haven't watched that video yet, check that one out, because I filmed the entire show, basically, all the indoor stuff at least, including the one hall that was all Volkswagens, historic Volkswagens, like old show cars and things like that. And it's definitely worth checking out if you're a Volkswagen person. Yeah, this Studebaker pickup, this guy's a regular here at the swap meet. Got this Chevrolet here, 1930s. There's a neat, like late 70s Ford pickup. It's a F100 short box. It's looking about as original as can be. Still has the emissions sticker on the window. Back when that was a thing. I don't know why they put them on the windows, because it used to fall off. A little bit of Bondo action going on there. But all these had that 300 straight six in it, and they would run forever. Not sure if this is a manual. No, it's an automatic. Chevelle convertible.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
I don't see, actually I don't see for sale inside my name.
I've seen this Mustang here before. This guy's a regular. He has the leaf catcher delete walk-off plate, I guess. If you own one of these cars, you know what I'm talking about. All the leaves get caught in those grills. There's kind of a neat Bronco. See the original stripes from the factory there. It's that Ford beige that was popular back in that era. There's a 1953 Chevy 210 four-door sedan, and the guy is asking $19,500. There's the information. I think that's a bit of Pomona pricing. I think that's too many doors for the money. That's my personal opinion, but I think you can get a really nice two-door for that kind of money, to be honest with you. But we'll show it to you anyway. This is 1948 Chevy Fleetmaster convertible. Not for sale, but still worth a look. It's a beautiful car. There's a bay window Volkswagen bus. Of course, the ones that were at the show last week were all 67 and older. They were the earlier style split window buses. I know we've seen this El Camino here before. I think he does always put a sale sign on it. And I'll show you that. He wants $10,500. Here's a Nova. I'm not sure if we've seen this one or not before, but not for sale. There's actually a lot of Novas at the show yesterday at the driving museum. Look at this 63 Impala. So it's a Super Sport with the console and the buckets. We got the 68 Camaro. A 1941 Ford pickup. 34,000. There's all your information. To this custom, it's like a Chevy to me, heavily customized one with a pretty radical chop. There's a 65 Impala Super Sport lowrider. Pair of early Broncos. Like I said, Pomona, there's no Pomona this month. There's one on March, I believe, 6th, so we'll be out there shooting that. And they only do 7 Pomonas a year, whereas Long Beach is usually once a month, or in the case of last month, twice a month. For some reason. Only one Long Beach in February though. So have a look at the shoebox Ford. Lots of patina. dashboard with the pinstriping. Look at the 70 Chevelle. It's got a little bit of rust issues. Those panels are available, and I know that because I looked up all that stuff when I had that Skylark that I picked up at the estate sale a few months ago. And we have a video of that on the channel. Like, hardly anybody's watched it, but I basically bought a Matador, which I'm keeping, and a Skylark in an estate sale. And the Skylark, the whole roof was rusted. And it turns out it was available because it was the exact same as the Chevelle. But I already sold the Skylark, so I know I wasn't keeping it. But I did save it from getting crushed because the guy was getting ready to donate it, which would have meant it would have gone to the crusher for sure. How about a step van coming through? Go right into having a look at this Chevy. There's a 74 Nova. And how about a clean Fleetwood Chrome, like about a mid-90s. Actually, some more cars are actually starting to roll in. Have a look at this 1960 Chevy El Camino and a 70s dent side Ford pickup short bed. This Buick. Clear coat over patina Ford F1. And how about a Chevy half-ton Suburban? And he's got the club, just in case somebody tries to pull something at the swap meet. This guy's another regular here, and he never has a for sale sign on this bump side. It's a bump side short bed, very clean original truck. I don't know how many times I've shot that one and it's never for sale. It's a C10. This 1964 Ford Galaxy. This guy's another regular. I see this guy at a lot of different shows. With the 64 Galaxy. It's 56 Chevy Custom. It's even got an 8-track under the dash.
It's different, you know.
I was behind this 58 Impala coming in this morning. Very clean example. Of course, we've seen this Identity Crisis Buick a few times here with the Chrysler New Yorker badges for some reason in the earlier portholes. So it's a Buick Chrysler New Yorker apparently. This late 50s fleet side short bed Chevy pickup. Well, this one actually has a for sale sign. This Ford Escort 2002 for $1,750, complete with hood pins. That makes it go faster. So for $1,750, you could have a nice $500 car. It's about time we did find something that was for sale. Oh man. There's a nice C10. This one is not for sale though, of course, because why would you bring a car to a car swap meet that you were wanting to sell? I don't know. Unless it was a 2002 Escort with hood pins and trash bags in the back seat. And a Ranger. That one's not for sale though. Here we go. We got some Volkswagen. These guys just rolled in while I was filming the cars on the next line. Frankly, I wouldn't contact the guy with the Escort just because I wouldn't want him to have my phone number anyway. That's just so random. Oh man. Always a good laugh here at the swap meet. Look at some of these Volkswagens. This guy's got license plates lined up on the running board.
Did the license plate for the last time. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you came to us.
Oh yeah.
We left your house.
Another clear coat over patina.
She got a smile.
This guy. There's a couple nice C10s that have rolled in. Actually, it's beginning to fill up. Normally it was about this full about the time I would normally get here, which I got it at the normal time I do, around 7. Actually, it's starting to fill in a little bit. I still think the Super Bowl may have taken away some of their business, plus the fact that there's been 2 other swap meets here recently. This guy has the leaf catcher block off plate as well on this 2+2. Actually some guys barbecuing over there, and I'm not sure if they don't realize that this event is over before the Super Bowl starts or not. But the time the Super Bowl starts, I'll be at my sister's house eating barbecue, so that's where I'll be. So hope everybody out there has a good Super Bowl Sunday.
La carne está asada, pero
No, porque mañana es el día de la...
Yeah, I got this Mazda. I'm gonna try to get away from the music quickly, but at least show you the cars. Speaking of cheap cars, tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of me owning the Mercury Grand Marquis, the 2004 I picked up for $1,500 originally. I've put over 19,000 miles on that car in a year, so I've definitely gotten my $1,500 out of that car. And it's been a great ride. It's been on numerous road trips. A couple times to Vegas, San Diego. We did the Lemons Rally in it because my buddy's '67 Chrysler wasn't available, or wasn't ready, I should say. It's a very clean Mustang. Oh, he's got the mirrored underhood there. So I always say, if you want just a good, inexpensive car, you can't beat a Ford Panther body. And that one's just been fantastic for me, and cold air conditioning and all that good stuff. Here's a clean early Falcon. If you go back far enough on the channel, you'll see a video when I first got the Grand Marquis, or at least towards the beginning. I believe it was already after I put the Mustang wheels on it. That was probably one of my better purchases of the last year. It's still rolling in here. I don't know if people just woke up and realized there was a swap meet going on today, but I said now it's about as full as it should be, so that's making me a little bit more happy there. I see folks coming out before they head home to watch the game later, or wherever they may be going to. Ford F1 for $39,000. There's the information sideways. Not sure if you can read sideways, but there's the phone number. If I turn the camera, it's just going to flip it into the other vertical mode. I don't want to do that. Just pause it and figure out what the numbers are. And it's 53 for $16,000 firm, and it's also a 4-door. Show you this one. Once again, I think that's 2-door money, but that's my opinion. It's a 64 Corvette. Might even be original paint on this one. The cars are rolling in now. This 56 Chevy, this guy's a regular here as well. There's C10. This one's for sale, parked backwards, a 96 F-150 2600 with dings and dents all over it. Pretty mangled tailgate there. I Can't even get around to the front. It's in there so tight. There's the 72, no price. C30, so a 3/4 ton. This one's a Longhorn edition. This one has the 400. All right, keep walking around here. Got this Chevy. Now there's more and more cars rolling in. I should have got here an hour later than I normally do, but I didn't know. Look at this El Camino rolling through. Back to the Camaro. There's short bed F100 dent side. This one's got the Boss 302 conversion. And a Cadillac sedan DeVille for $3,500. No phone number. Oh, there's the phone number. See if I can get the phone number. Complete with an 80s cassette deck. I got it rolling through. Nice 62 wagon. I'll admit, I thought we didn't have enough cars for a full video when I showed up, and now I believe there is. So, more content for you guys. How about a Prius? He's lost. Okay. Or I like to call these catalytic converter dispensers. That's what I always call those. Nice Eldorado Barrettes.
Let me give you a.
That's the kind of stuff you see at the. How you doing?
We watched the video.
Oh, thanks.
Man. It's all good, man.
All right, thanks. This kind of stuff you see at the Palm Springs auction, which I'll be hitting in a couple weeks. More Cadillacs. Nice Monte Carlo. Very original paint. I like original paint because you can usually tell what's going on body-wise. Obviously, that's one advantage to an original paint car. And that looks very original. This one's an older paint job. That's not original paint on this Mustang. This is, I'm guessing, is more like an 80s paint job. You can tell by the clear coat just disintegrating. And the fun part is going to be trying to figure out what I didn't shoot after I get done shooting what I do shoot. I don't know. Does that even make any sense? Probably not. But El Camino is for sale. 71. He says he's owned it for 40 years. 2 years for $17,500. I'll show more of it since it is for sale. It's got a little bit of a bubbling issue on the vinyl top there. This 64 Bel Air. Those are very original. It is for sale. It could be yours for $20,000. There's all your information. So we'll show a little bit more of it since it's actually for sale. Once again, mind the date of the video. Make Make sure you didn't catch this video off into the distant future when it's most likely sold. There's C10. It's got the LS conversion. So this one's good use for $29,000. There's all your information. Chevy Love pickup. This 1957 Ford station wagon. So apparently I didn't get the memo that it was arrival 8 day or something. This car is actually for sale, so we'll get to the for sale sign. It's a 1930 custom town car sedan Ford. That's all your information. I'm not going to read all that. It's like a novel. It's got this vintage Golden Gophers water transfer. Have a look here. Into here. Corvette. Very nice Chevy C10. We've seen this International here before as well. I'll show it to you again anyway. It's $19,000. Gonna get a little closer. You can probably blow that up if you have to. Screenshot it, blow it up, whatever you got to do. I know it's been in a video. This is a Mini. I think this is an Innocente. This is right-hand drive. Let's see. Oh, this is a UK Mini, so it's already registered in California, which is half the battle on those, if you don't know. And see a for sale sign on it, though. First I thought it might be an Innocente. Innocentes were the Italian built. I believe that's a UK built. This is a 72 pickup Chevy. This one doesn't have the badges, so I'm guessing it's a 3/4 ton. There's all your information. Rebuilt 402, could be yours for $16,500. Oh, there's the phone number. Okay, so there's all that information. And it does have the 80s repaint clear coat issue. And it's a camper special. Nice about camper specials, they usually didn't lead as hard a life. I've always seen this one before with the 409 with the 2 4-barrel carburetors. He usually parks in the same spot every week. I know we've seen this shoebox before. Oh, this Monte Carlo. Look at the custom paint on this. It has the T-top option, the giant Alpine screen. Okay, slowly rolling through here. I'll get back to look at this Ford bump side F100 short bed. Bel Air with the club. I thought putting a club on your car was like a Radwood thing. I mean, like, you know, for that 80s, 90s aesthetic. Look at this 56. And a square back. She got this panel. Dodge Ram. Austin Healey 3000. My uncle had one of these in the 70s and it got stolen. And a policeman found it. But he just saw it parked at a gas station somewhere and ran the number, contacted my uncle, said, "I'd like to buy your car." He's like, "What are you talking about? It was stolen." So that's how my uncle got it back, and he wound up selling it to the officer. That was many years ago. I think that was when I was a kid. But I know my uncle wishes he still had it.
How old is he right now?
There's a 65 Chevrolet wagon for sale. This one is $7,500. It's probably one of the more reasonably priced cars here so far. Obviously it needs a little bit of work, but it drove here, so there's that.
Yeah, man, I'll buy you one.
I got 250.
So we can get you under the hood. It's got an aluminum radiator. Just gonna get a shot of the back since it is for sale. It's like it's had some touch-up work done there in the corner. And it's got a few dents on the tailgate. I think this is the same Cutlass that was at the show yesterday, the muscle car meet. So we did see that one yesterday, not for sale though. I believe this was there. This was there too. This Blazer. We'll show it to you again, just in case you didn't watch that video. How about this 67 Impala lowrider, complete with the mural on the hood. This very 70s Corvette. El Camino. This one that is for sale, this Model A. It'll be yours for $49,000.
That's priceless.
What's going on there?
Slow your world down. Get free. Guess what? It's all good.
Come here to this Ford Coupe.
Sold for 15.
And a Mustang with its seatbelt hanging out the side. Not for sale though. Very hard to shoot the ones that are parked backwards, especially when they're up against the fence. The Fleetwood Brougham. I'm guessing it must be people who have never been to the swap meet before that do that. Another short bed C10. I know we've seen this coupe around at various events over the years. And this Thunderbird, this one is for sale, this Thunderbird. It's a 59, could be yours for $22,000. I'll see if I can get it a little longer so you can get all the information. So a square bird. Of course, these went from 58 to 60, this body style, with little changes here and there. I just got really lucky. I lost the little windsock that went on my microphone, and I went back, retraced my steps, and I actually found it. It didn't look like it had even gotten stepped on or anything. So got really lucky. Now we're checking out this Fiero. So sometimes you get lucky when you lose something, you go back and find it. But, it's a C20. This one's got the LS swap on it. Another one that isn't for sale. Little Beetle. As I said, it just turned out to be a really nice event here. Actually, I just ran into a friend of mine. He said the same thing. He got here at 7 o'clock and thought, hey, maybe this event's going to be dead. And then it sort of just filled in. But this was either 77 or 78 Trans Am. And according to this, he's got an LS in it. Complete with the CEV. I actually had a 77 many years ago. Back in the 90s that I paid $500 for. This one's a 78 according to the license plate.
Get information.
About a 79 Toyota.
And then on the other side, one that comes up next to the seat.
There's one that is for sale. This Datsun pickup. I don't think there's any information on the sign though. Doesn't do you any good at home.
The guy had it set up.
Another Chevy 4-door. It's kind of a neat Suburban. Back around here, showing the interior with the beer tap for the shifter. 85 El Camino for $15,000. There's your information.
I just closed the hood. You want me to reopen?
Yeah, let's look under the hood.
Alrighty.
Does everybody at home want to see under the hood? I bet you do. I can't hear you anyway. You better going to see under the hood.
It's not special. It's kind of dirty, but it's a driver.
Okay. Here we go. Let's give you an idea of what's going on.
Nice bolt-ons.
Yeah.
350, $700 per quart overdrive transmission with a 323 posi.
Okay. So there you go. This one could be yours.
84,000 miles.
This one could be yours. We already showed the sale sign, so you can go back and have a look and contact the owner. Make sure you don't contact it too far into the future because it might be sold. So
It's going to Texas or it could be sold.
it's either going to Texas or it'll be sold. So I'll show
You
you.
sell it.
Obviously,
Then I don't have to drive.
you don't have to drive it to Texas.
Going right. Got original 1985 interior.
Original 85 interior in there. All right. There's a 64 Impala Super Sport.
Now this is
I think I'm going to start showing up to this event an hour later than normal. I assumed it would be better to get it earlier this time, even though I got it at the same time. How about a Nova convertible, or Parade convertible, I should say. Of course, they never made a convertible of these. Show that 56 again. I just assumed. This guy was actually at the show yesterday, but he left. I just couldn't get a shot of it. So here it is, this Daytona 500 edition. Like I said, I assumed people would leave early because of the Super Bowl, but people actually got here late. So kind of blew that call. There's a Super Bowl reference, unintended. Vans for sale, no price on this probably mid to late 70s Dodge Tradesman Shorty. And it's got the paneled back doors on it. I know we've seen this Cadillac here before. I'll show you this one's $15,000. There's a 64 Impala convertible. This one is $59,000, and there's the information. I'll show you a little bit more of this one. And he's got the switches there for the hydraulics. And this 70 Chevelle. Not sure if it's a real super sport or not, but well, it's not for sale though. I have not seen this 57 Ford convertible around, so we will show it to you. I don't believe it's for sale. That's such a nice example. This 66 Chevelle rolling through. He even has the club. I got this Cadillac.
Well, gas never went down. It jumped up $1.50 the next month. That thing was a daily driver.
This Monster pickup. A little bit of modern Mopar muscle with this SRT Chrysler 300. This one could be yours for $9,500. It's 06 model. Valiant. Oh, this one actually is for sale, but it's written in the windshield. He wants $6,000 for it. That seems a little high considering I did have a Valiant. I sold it a few years ago, and I know what I got for mine, and I thought I got a pretty fair price, and it was a lot lower than that. So I don't know what if anything's been done to this one under the hood or not, though. I know we've seen this somewhere before. We'll show it to you again. This 1958 Cadillac Eldorado Baritz convertible. This 49 Chevy is for sale. There's all your information. $29,500. A 350 and a 700 R4 and Mustang independent front suspension, all the good stuff. Got this crazy rat rod with a slant 6 or 6
Really fun cylinder. You go to the other side. Look at the dog.
I was looking, it's got some spark plug wire going.
What happened to your bike?
Yeah, some goddamn where. What about the exhaust? How do you do the exhaust?
This is pretty wild.
Same one?
Yeah, that's right. There's 90.
Yeah, up in there. Sure, that be all the valve cover.
It's got a huge crowd around, as you can imagine.
Ford Granada.
You just go bump me around,
I'm
man.
not going to try to do all those guys, but I think you get the idea. Very nice Ford two-door sedan. How about a fully blacked out 1963 Chevy Impala? Blacked out with red interior. Not something you see every day for sure. Maserati. And it's for sale. 1967 Maserati Quadriport. Meet with a 5-speed for $39,000. Another shot of the interior. Corral SS, not sure. There's like 3 or 4 of these that always show up here. No, actually, it's not for sale. That's 57 Chevy Nomad. Looks like it has been washed in a few years. '90 Chevy Corvette. I don't know if it's the 6-speed. Let's have a look. This one is an automatic, so of course the 6-speed is more desirable on these, and they are much harder to find. It is in resale red. Could be yours for $15,999. There's your information. The C4s really haven't come into, being as collectible, like the ZR1s and the special editions, things like that. Actually, they may get there. This Cadillac. This was a 65. There's the phone number, no pricing information.
How you doing?
I know we've seen this Chevy pickup here before as well. I believe at Pomona as well. And it's a Riviera. I think this is guys local here at Long Beach, if I remember right. I could be wrong. Metal flake top. Yeah, the Sultans. These guys came out and did the New Year's Day cruise when they didn't have the parade last time. Not this year, but the year prior. So they actually did a cruise down Colorado on New Year's Day when the parade would normally be going on. And I think they didn't realize there was always a New Year's Eve cruise every year that was also held that year. So I shot both events. That was December 31st, 2020, and then January 1st, 2021. This one is for sale. This information.
Should I fucking do the Mustang front flip right out the gate? Or should I just, because I think my buddy was saying I can get away with just throwing the control arms and fucking out to the back and have them down.
It's 1958 Impala. No price on this one, but it's got the twin antennas and the Continental kit.
I never did like
It's 1956. This is a beautiful 1956 Bel Air. Look at that. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but this looks like it was just restored. This one is 70,000, and there's the phone number. I don't know if it's going to come through. He wrote it so light. But 1956 two-door hardtop Bel Air. That's a nice one. And it was done properly. I said, I realized this is going to be a long video all of a sudden. Which, I think when I started filming the video, I said this might be a short one, but more cars showed up.
Hey, I watch you all the time, man.
Oh,
I love it.
I always say this place is like Cheers. It's where everyone knows my name. at least now it is. Since I started doing the videos. I've actually been waiting to use that Cheers line, as you can tell. I just have to break it up with a little bit of humor. There's a 57 Chevy Bel Air we found over here lonesome in the corner. It is actually for sale. It's $45,000, and there's your information. Looks like it needs a little bit of finishing, but very nice condition. It's showing a little wear on the paint there, but very presentable. And it's 86 Monty SS. Not sure if it's one of the ones that keep showing up here, but there's your information. Has left the building. Corvair 95 van. Of course, rear engine, air cooled. As the Dukes of Hazzard leaves. Talk through some more of this. We're actually on the last line. This video is already very long. I'd walk back. I actually started in the corner where it usually fills up first. It wasn't full when I got here, so I can't really go back and try to figure out. So it's 12,000. I really would have to figure out what I shot and didn't shot, and this is already going to be a fairly lengthy video. Most of the stuff that shows up later on isn't usually for sale anyway. It's usually just people kind of cruising through. Actually, a lot of cars have been already leaving, so a lot of guys move too. So you'll see one car on one line, and then they'll show up on the other line later. This shoebox rolls through.
Straight 8? Oh, okay.
But
You talk about it.
That's 57 Thunderbird is for sale. Could be yours for $29,500 or best. One owner car. That's all your information. This is probably one of the more reasonably priced vehicles I've seen here. Look, it's got an old JVC cassette deck from the 80s in there. This is all your favorite 80s cassettes. I actually got a lot of them. Let's see. It's not a bad car there.
these cars are pretty small. They're pretty big, huh?
They're tiny cars. Actually, we had a 55 in the family, and by the time I got around to being old enough to do something with it, I couldn't even fit in the car.
That sucks, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The true story, my dad wound up with it because he was a lot smaller than me, and then he wound up selling it. Even though it was always promised the car, he's like, you don't even fit in it. And I'm like, you're right. So that's how I wound up with the 1956 Cadillac Eldorado instead, which I do fit in. That one's out in Palm Springs right now. So I don't have a real garage at my house, unfortunately. So it's safely in storage out there in Palm Springs. Got this 67 Corvette. Small block car. With automatic. They didn't make a lot of automatics in these days. Back then, most of them were manual transmission. This 2+2 Mustang. Monaco.
My buddy, he used to have one of these.
This guy in this Cadillac convertible, he's parked in Brisbane in the same spot. Two cars are rolling in and they're rolling out right now. Kind of that time of morning. All right. Here's a 1971 Camaro for $25,000. There's all your information. Very much in this 1970s style hot rod. Last time we had those cool like 80s, 90s kind of street rods that, you know, I think they were just kind of tucked away for years, and they're not here this time, so maybe they sold. Maybe they just have a Super Bowl party to go to. How about a 1953 Buick Skylark convertible? This one is absolutely gorgeous. One of 1,690 built.
130.
And you can see his information. It doesn't have a price, but these are big bucks. So generally, if you're looking at one of these, you know what they go for. They are quite expensive. An absolutely beautiful car. And a very nice bump side F100 short bed. How about a Ford Lightning? Back when the Ford Lightning was a gas-powered vehicle, Ford brought the name back, and now it's their electric pickup. This was the original Ford Lightning. This one's actually a Pontiac Ventura, not a Nova. There's a phone number, no price. Got this little Mercedes SL Roadster with the hard top. This one that could be yours for $30,000 or best, 49 Style Line Chevrolet. And that is going to wrap things up for the February 13th, 2022 Long Beach High Performance Swap Meet at the Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Long Beach. We'll have more videos coming up for you in the coming weeks. We hope everyone has a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.